Let's welcome our host Sir Alberto Abira aka Tata Bert.
Hello! Kumusta na kayo riyan? 2 araw na lang, Pasko na. Huwag niyo ko kalimutan, ang unang subo para sa akin at saka unang tagay para sa akin, lalong-lalo na sa mga kabarkadahan dyan sa pangarap. Kasi alam ko, kulang kayo sa bakasyon. Araw-araw, uminom na lang kayo, wala kayong bakasyon. Siguro, dapat sa inyo, magpetisyon sa government na kailangan nyo bakasyon. Boring na lang ginagawa ninyo. Yun at yun din lang, kayo-kayo lang nagkikita. Kailangan nyo mamasyal naman. Sa ngayon, open ang Hong Kong. Mura pa ang pasahe. Sabihin nyo mag-charter ng flight para makapagpunta kayo sa Walt Disney. Maganda yon. Okay, sabihin lang nyo kung sasama ako. Baka may panahon na ako ngayon. At lalo din sa Iloilo. Lalo isang gabi si B-Boy nagapurang sumingit pero hindi niya alam kung paano makapasok, paano makaakyat. So, all you have to do, press the button, mayroong like, akyat, and subscribe, and share. Pagkatapos, pwede na kayo appear sa screen. Kasama na kayo dyan at saka pwede kayo bumati kung sino man babatiin nyo. Walang bayad yun, libre yun. Okay, dito kayo, may dumarating na ngayon. Live stream yard, live viewers, comments you up on streamy. This is an example. See? Yun lang ang sundan nyo. Tapos si Gina Salto, lagi yan. Always present yan. Hello, Tata Bert. Merry Christmas. Send to you, Iha. Thank you for greetings. Okay, the Canadian Pinoy who is the sponsor and who is very patient enough to guide me all the time. Whatever my shortcomings, she is always behind me and make the correction necessary if it is needed. So thank you. Here, Esperanza 23. Hello, Tata Bert. Gandang gabi po sa iyo. Magandang gabi po rin naman sa iyo. Shout out, Gina. O Gina, your shout out. So, I'd like to hear from you. What's your comment? I would like to share this moment. Anytime you are ready, just make a click and you'll be in. We could discuss any subject you would like to see. Any subject you would like under the moon, maybe you need some fundraising. Why can we not use these facilities? This medium is open to anybody who needed guidance and need to approach your audience, need to get somebody closer to you in order to express what you have to do or what are your projects so that it will be create an awareness that you are there working and willing to share with the community and to have a project in order to survive, in order this project will push through. It's very noble. Do it. Use this medium. Don't be shy. Nakuha mo na rin ang apelyido ko, Tata Bert. Okay. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it good, but you know what I mean. It's always the same thing. Whatever the sound looks like the same, and it will be there forever and time and again. Just don't fail to post it so I could read it again and again. Thank you, Ahab. So let's go on with the community service all the time because it's very noble. So Gina Salto, you are clicking, it's good happening. And Kapi Barako, welcome Kapi Barako. Every night you are there. Thank you for support. I hope you will see this Canadian Pinoy Radio and Trisan, who is the sponsor and the main persons who make the show possible. So let's thank them, and with your support, this organization will prosper in order to go on with the services to our community. This is a very good medium. Without this, who knows what's going on? It would be in silence, especially this situation, this COVID pandemic. So let's bear with it. We have to live with it. We have to do something about it with the special use of this medium. We'll still be continuing whatever we have in mind, which is very good. Why do we have to use it? We have to take this opportunity. It's free. All you have to do, subscribe and akyat kayo. So speak it up. Show your face. I know you have a beautiful face. The most important, you have a good soul and you have a good intention. That suffices the objective of this show. It is that the face that is the important. Face is artificial. It could be painted, it could be modified, but the innermost of yourself cannot be disguised. So let's have that in mind. Soul is always clean and honest. The face that you're being shown is artificial because what you see is not really it is. Artificiality is always when a person is conscious. Everything is artificial unless you want to see the real person. See him when he is unconscious. That is his real person. That is how we appear in the TV. So here is Amoyong TV. Thank you. Tamsak DJ. Good appearance. Hoping to see your face also, your wording, your voice of wisdom. Maybe you could transmit, you could share to the community, whatever it is, because that's what we are here, sharing the talents, sharing ideas, sharing what you have, and maybe your suggestion is good enough, whatever it is, for the connection and make your neighbor feel good because you care. The mere fact that you have a glance and make a wink and a smile, that suffices the satisfaction of the soul. So, be happy, keep a smile, because smile speaks a thousand words and a beautiful language. We have to go back deeper in our community because this doesn't mean because this is a pandemic situation, everything will stand still. No, life has to go on. So let's communicate with each other. Whatever the projects you have in mind, let's do it. Inform the community. Spread your ideas. If you needed helping hand or if you need any suggestions, speak it out so everybody could contribute whatever it is, but at least by mere of expression, you will be learning from each other because good ideas is just keep it silent to yourself. It's not good because ideas could only be appreciated when you receive it. When you receive it, you could deny it or accept it. So that's how communication is being transmitted. Okay, let's go back to other social events because as we know that our community has a organization. For now we have 27 or 28 organization in the Filipino community, but all of them, the objective is to serve the our membership. So there could be a national organization, a provincial organization, a civic organization, or religious, or sports, name it, and we have it. But we have to be visible and be honest to our members because transparency will always make the members active and alive. And as a members, or you also have the rights to know and inspect what your contribution is. Does it make progress? Does it contribute to the welfare of the organization? Does it make progress for the health of the community? Do we contribute nationwide or just among us? Our objective is it for civic or social or sport or just making parties is good enough. It all depends on the objectives of your organization. But important thing is participation because you are human being. You need to be socializing because the mere fact that you express yourself saying hello and how are you is good enough. Everything will start it in a simple words like that. But after that, they will develop something. It go on, and that's how you create atmosphere of camaraderie and a good citizens. And literally, it will develop the bayanihan spirit among us Filipinos again and again. That's what we are proud of being, having a spirit of a good bayanihan members. And it's very effective. Words may not be enough to supplement or complement in appreciation of that expression. So, let's comfort ourselves. Okay? Kung walang tumatapik sa balikat mo, just say to yourself, I have done a good job. It's very comforting. It is good for the soul when you are not worried, when you are happy, when you are satisfied. Because maybe satisfaction will come in so many ways because there are people who never had a satisfaction. That's why they are always worried. So, but some people will say, just a smile or a wink of an eye will keep them happy and keep them smiling too. Because smile after smile, especially Christmas Day, make it the world cheering around and happy days will be always on the air. Not necessarily material things that you will be receiving, but a good smile from a fellow citizens is suffice to make you feel good that the season is with us. The Lord is with us because He will be coming in 2 days. So that is just a saying, but it is a very comforting words for each and every one of us. It is the question of being young or old because spirit doesn't grow old. Only your body that grows old. So, because what you feel now, you could always feel when you were at the early stage when you have received that feeling, and it will always remain as that. It could be improved and developed more and more wiser, and that is how we are here on earth. We gain experience in maturity, in advancement of knowledge, and the know-how for our, to this develop our experience. So every year we advance a year after added to our after our name, but knowledge and experience is building up in our mind and heart, which we have to make it productive in order for the community to know that you have that good knowledge that you share to each and every one of us. And that way we spread the good tidings and spirit of Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay, I have that good feeling because I would like to express to my grandsons and children's and like Guam and New Jersey, as I said again, of course in Caloocan, in Iloilo, and all over Mindanao, because when I say that I am the lone Abieras, it all showered left and right. So my Facebook is always filled with Abieras wanting to be friend with me, to just to acknowledge them is good enough and say hi. When in fact some of them I met them, but I don't know that we have the same families. But not only being the same name, but oh, all I know that especially from the remote barrios of Santa Barbara, that in Kadagman, I still there are some people who are making greetings to me. I really appreciate that because for me, because we were when I was young, we are very poor and nobody knows us. But later on, we survived. Of course, I could tell you that my grader schools, by elementary schools, we have to wait 3 kilometers back and forth, morning and afternoon, just to attend the grade school. But walking on the paddies, barefooted, God is on our side because we survived. We were built strong, healthy body. We don't have any probation in going to school, but we will manage because God, without our knowledge, is always watching us. And we provided a good health. But now, a small shower, you'll already get sick. I'm surprised during those days, rain after rain, walking under the sun, barefooted, without any provisions for lunch. But yeah, we are strong because we don't know, we don't have that knowledge yet. Because we really believe that angel is watching us, is supporting us. How many times I met an accident climbing the tree, or getting the right bananas or papaya or guavas. Of course, accident happened before, but with at least 10 feet high or more, nothing happened. With those turns, sticks around, and especially the kawayan, so many stretches that could hurt your body. But I'm really surprised why I landed safely. So, without our knowing, because we are kids, so mother told us, thank God, your angel is always on your side. So I realized that so only when I have come to age, because as a teenagers, you don't know anything about this, but the love of your mom is give you strength when while you are crying because of your scratches, of your headaches, being in the storm, fighting with the fellow kids, you come home crying. All your mothers do is just kiss your forehead, and you're okay. That is the gift of God. So that is just for a followed thought. This could be thought-provoking questions that God really watching us all the time. God is there when you are in need. God knows what you need, so you will be provided. Thank God again. So I have to greet this persons appearing here on the screen. Okay, I have the same name: Esperanza, Gina, Kaping Barako, Amoyong TV. Oh, uh, Liko Linatok. Yeah, just Linatok. Yeah, that's yes. Merry Christmas, Tata Bert, to all. Happy Christmas. Thank you, Iha. I don't see you, but thank you for knowing me, and I will appreciate if you could come up and say something, because I'd like to see your face there also. I'd like to hear your voice. All you have to do is make that click on that red. That's what Jonathan have instruction. So you'll be in, and you have a space, and come on. You must have something to say, or you want to sell something, or you want to greet anybody, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever. Greet somebody. Lot GM is GMZ. Okay. Shout out Tata Bert and sa lahat. Okay, whatever the word is, I'm not familiar with it, but maybe I will be learning as the days goes on. So, because I belong to the old school, so be patient with me. So let's go on with the community service. That's what we are for. Okay, some music. Okay, go ahead. Thank you for the break. Everybody dance. What about Christmas song?
Dancing with the beat with DJ
Okay, on the screen is there is a restaurant of my goddaughter Norma have acquired the ownership of that restaurant in Victoria. Please patronize it, because a restaurant is always could only survive if there will be customers like Filipinos, because whether you like it or not, especially this season. Believe me, the crispy pata and all Filipino foods being cooked there is very palatable and wholesome with nutritious and with the Filipino taste. So why bother cooking? Because you cannot just cook for one meal, and because you have to cook a lot, and most of the time when you cook, you don't want to eat the little over anymore. So by going to the restaurant, you just get the right amount for one serving or two serving, and everything will be consumed, and it's very helpful and very economical. Because cooking is quite tedious and spend time and cooking and preparation. What about if you are working? So You don't have time for that. So drop by or give me a big call and everything. So I give you the number. Yes, the number. The telephone number is of Restaurant Si Papa 514-658-1918. Make a reservation. Just name your menu. They will provide it to you, or unless you want the toro toro is always ready and with the most common food, most common menu by Filipinos is always ready. Give them a try. Give them a call. But believe me, once you try it, you will be pampered for whatever you want to cook, whatever you want to taste, what you will menu that you would like to have it. They will be ready. So that's it for Si Papa Restaurant. While Norma, she was my, I think, the fourth or fifth goddaughter and marriage. They were married during Prince Charles and Prince Diana got married too. So they were. The sermon has a good anecdote eh, in comparison to Norma and Pepe and Prince Diana and Prince Charles. So we have the good talk. We have to go give the acknowledgement. We make a toast for everyone. We have a good crowd at that time. So it was celebrated in Ottawa, where PP's residence before, and so, but they have only one child, and now is also married. It's a healthy couple, a prosperous one, happy. It so happened that PP, my godson, passed away 2 years, a year ago. So that's life. So while we are still breathing, enjoy and make everything the most of it, and and remember that you have to be good Christian all the time, and so as everybody else, because we are always God-fearing citizens, and we are also good citizens of the country, and whenever we are, that's why we are always in demand by any country that we go and work for it as OFW. We are the best record all over. That's why we are always in demand. We have to keep it that way. Congratulations, everyone, OFW. And speaking of OFW, you see, this was, I was featured in the Philippine Gazette before. Remove this one. Because at that time, this was, I was interviewed in, when was that? July 28, 2001. Okay, so it's just 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was very active and all the medias. Most of the time, I'm featured at CTV and CBC in the Suburban, and now, and also here, this is the national paper of the city of Montreal, the Montreal Gazette. So it says here, meet the new heroes, because that is the new heroes. I am not considering myself as a hero. I just because when I mentioned that in United States, the Filipinos are considered the new heroes of the Philippines. So the writer quoted me on that. The writer detaches Anne Carroll. So this was preserved. In fact, I lost this copy already, but uh, I have a copy that's preserved in the Philippines. So I brought it back because I don't have a copy anymore because when I was interviewed by Suburban, if there's any clippings about me and I cannot locate it, so I brought it back. So this is one of them of the activities I have been involved with. But of course, you were not here yet when the Prime Minister, the Pierre Elliott Trudeau, the father of Justine, they were three kids at that time getting tagging along with his father every time they made the national campaign. And only here in Montreal, because this is their home city, and they were tagging just for a while and then all the time. But they have to go home early because they are young kids and they say goodbye and maybe just to help every campaign at all or just for fun of it because Pierre Elliott Trudeau was a very popular guy that made Canada great at the time. And up to now, his son, Justin, is inherited this charisma of the Liberal Party that we have to maintain and put this because we know it very well. The Liberal parties are the strong supporters of the immigrants. So I will be working hard to do my best to, to help Justin get re-elected again because we don't want to gamble that the quota on immigration will be lowered and because we Filipinos really lots of us still be willing to come over to seek opportunities what the Canadian government would offer. So that is as a citizens and have a choice to make my own choice as a candidate and because I'm voting liberal, I will still be voting liberal again and again because that is my choice and I believe and have experienced what they have done to an immigrant like me. So the local politics has to go on, but and also our community, also, like farmers, is a good political steps for every aspirant politician. Maybe they could start as civic organization officers, but this is also a training ground to the aspiring national candidates. So there's no harm in trying because if you want to be a participant in the government, you cannot just be a bystander. You have to actively participate and make out your voice. I was offered there once, but I know my shortcomings that here in Quebec, when you are elected, you have a full knowledge of French because the, though the language is bilingual, English and French officially, but in reality, during session, lucky if you could hear one sentence or two during the session of an English. So since you know your shortcomings. So be satisfied of supporting the candidates of your choice because you cannot be there. So let's make, I'm calling our younger generation that since they are already fluent bilingual, please reserve and make your identity known that Filipinos could also be a lawmakers, and so we cannot just be a bystander. We could participate in pass a law that is will be benefiting to particularly Filipinos, also to the incoming immigrants as a whole. So this is how we develop countries. Of course, our numbers mostly are just consumers. It's about time because our numbers is fast growing. We have to actively participate in every aspects of the society, in business, religious, or civic. Whatever it is, we have to be present. We have to show our voice and be heard. So we will be getting what we want. Because if we don't speak up, who will be speaking up for us? Don't expect that the Caucasian, especially people from Europe, will know what our specific needs. In generally, we have one common needs, but we have our own specific needs. So we have to be there to introduce what we want. I hope the young boys, the young generation will be awakened, not to represent yourself only. You have to represent our ethnicity that we are maybe your and papers we are Canadians, but physically you are Filipinos. So what's wrong with that? Not only Filipinos are maintaining their heart as Filipinos, because Canada really support that its ethnic in Canada are being supported by the Canadian government to maintain your ethnicity, because that's why Heritage Canada having grant for your maintain your heritage. That's why last year, because they know that June is we have so many activities in the month of June. So the legislature of Canada proclaimed starting 1999 in the year coming, all the years should the month of June should be declared Philippine Heritage Month every year. So we have to be grateful because we don't have Filipino who introduced the bill, but an Indian descent made this motion, and it was unanimously carried on the legislative body of Canada. We have to be grateful that somebody recognizes us, and it is known all over Canada that we have to have our own month of our heritage. Philippine Heritage Month is June every year. How about that? So we were not able yet to make a formal appreciation to the author, of course, with the approval of by the whole Congress unanimously, but somebody has to introduce. So Congressman Salma from Scarborough is brave enough and appreciated for having the vote of the Filipinos. That's why she also reciprocate the gratitude for of the Filipinos in Scarborough. So, instead, not only for Scarborough, but nationwide, Canada-wide, becomes the Philippine Heritage Month in the month of June. That has to be implanted to every Filipino. So we don't have to wait other ethnics to work to do what we need. So young men, young boys, young girls that who are civic minded, please participate, join the civic and political parties for express our needs and support the every needs of every Filipinos about ethnicity, whatever, because if you remember in early 70s, we Filipinos, every time we go home to the Philippines, we have to smuggle bagoong and tuyo because there's nothing here. So every immigrants, when they come back to Canada, they are being expected, why you are bringing this? So there was a survey here in Montreal, actually in every city of Canada. So why you have to do that? What specific food that you really in need? So we express, we want this to you, we want our dealers, we want our bagoong. So that's what you want. So just say it, and we will uh, provide you, will grant you what you need. So you will be officially, so you didn't have to smuggle these things. And that's the all Filipinos has to uh, learn it from that basic participation in the dialogues in the government. So the survey, we made our wants, we make it vocal that we are not a cheese eater, but we still love bagoong even though we are a Canadian passport holders, because passport is just only for identity, but in reality we are still Filipinos. So what's wrong with that? So we got it. I hope everybody should take note of that situation, because everything that's what you are enjoying now, because like being a most wanted labor or in need in any country is through the strong participation, the strong image that the first batch of OFW who came have made a good record, and up to now, hopefully, our image as a being good and reliable help to offices, to home, whatever it is, we are a reliable help or extension of labor for the expansion of economic in the country, as well as making the multicultural Canada as growing the economic nation as capital of the world. Thank you, and we have to maintain that. We maintain our integrity as a hardworking labor force, and of course, and the managerial uh, status already, because we have our young kids here. So because at that time we may be carrying our bachelor's degree, but upon reaching here, uh, it's not fully recognized. I'm surprised why. Does the doctors in the Philippines does not operate what they are doing here? So, but that's the rules. So whether we like it or not, if we don't like it, we go home. But we need employment, so we follow the rules, and eventually we adapted that, and they are adapting us. So everything is mutual. That's how democracy live side by any people or any ethnicity. That's a good idea. So we have to be active, not just passive, because you cannot just be waiting for handouts. Like the olden days, like the seafarers. Okay, I could say that those days were very uh, relaxed and open port. So because the wages of the seafarers were far low. In fact, when you are just an intern, you are not even paid, which is against the law, a human law. Like in Manila, upon graduation, I entered as a Cub Scout or a trainee or intern, as we call it. But we challenged that to the Congress. So all Cub reporters has also need to be compensated. So that's what how we did it. So, but not during the time when the seafarers, when they were just an intern, because according to them it's just a trainee, but they do the job as a regular seafarers. So why not pay them also the same as what they are giving to the regular seaman? So, but still, the regulation. So that's why I cannot blame this seaman that jump ship, because at that time it's quite easy, because there was no immigration in the airport and the port area. When the ship arrived, they just go down and take a cab and go to my place, and for a weekend or 2 or 3 days while the ship is docked in the port. But when they meet somebody like anybody else that could accommodate them for a night or two, you just stay. So most of the times, and I have a record in the immigration that every time that there will be seaman not coming back to the ship upon departure, the following day, an immigration would visit my place, and sometimes I'm offhanded quote that I am harboring the illegals. They call it illegals because there's Filipinos want to looking also for greener pastures, so can't blame them. So I accommodate them for a night or two, and eventually, because Filipinos are not just dormant, they have the initiative to make their ends meet, because they are not just a problem to their community, they are always welcome, and so that's how it is. So maybe how many of them? Almost every month, after a year or two, everybody gets settled. Okay, okay. I can admit that almost every month I am the sponsor, a godfather to their weddings. So because there are also Filipinas, and actually not only Filipinos, especially the Caucasians, they love also Filipinos. So there's nothing, because love has no limits. Love is surprising. Love creates miracles. So there's no law in falling in love. So the, when I go to the Justice of Peace, so so as a sponsor, so long as I have the papers, they have the passport. Of course, civil marriage, but civil marriage actually is more reliable than any other religious sect, because even your marriage in the church or whatever sect you have, still civil papers is more powerful than anything else. So that's how it is. So life is go on. So I'm glad that most of those persons, the seafarers and the caregivers, are most of them are very successful families, having families, and they have living comfortably with all of some of their grandsons. Of course, there are maybe some misunderstanding, but that's how it is. Not everything is perfect. So I could say that by by proportion, by percentage, it is a success. So that's how I share my extension of help. I may not be giving some monetary, but the words of wisdom help them, and words of extension of help has been done. So that's how we lead Filipinos. So I hope everybody will be doing it. Now, that's one thing, sir. That's why, because somebody would ask, do you not regret? That's I said, why? Because they said, I also help after they get comfortable in their life, they forget me. That's one thing very frustrating. Because if you expect return of what you are doing, I'm sure you'll get disappointed. Because if you're doing it for a reward, you will get disappointed. Just do it because you love it, because you want to help. And that's it. Don't expect anything because you'll get disappointed. Otherwise, you will not be doing it anymore. That's why, for me, I'm happy with it. And I'm happy that they are all established families. So sometimes we say hi ho, hi hello. That's good. But there are some also who are very grateful, and that's how your reward will be in heaven. The fact is, I am enjoying it every day and every hour of my life because I am healthy, not in financial, but health-wise, and of course, happy mind, healthy body is a common factor of a person to be alive and be a good citizens of the nations and the country. It's okay. Now I am survived. I have to remind again my nephews, my grandchildren, and best friends all over. If you really care about my show, about this show, making it relate the messages that you would like to express, please check like, share, and subscribe. That is the basic requirement. It's free. Where could you find that you just knock, you just join and akyat, and then you could greet your friends, or if you have to to release something else or something special, or you may have to make announcement, do it here. It's free. Anytime you want. Like these people who are so many aligned here, why nobody is want to speak it out? I know you have some businesses to serve. I know you have some friends to greet. It's the Merry Christmas, Maligayang Pasko. What about mentioning their name? That would be special. Okay. I'll be waiting for you until the season is over. Or even the season is over. It's always open that everybody is welcome. I would like to share this space, the moment of greetings and making announcement, and let the public know that you are alive, you are healthy, and saying mabuhay, good enough. You let us make the opportunity of this free media offered to this by this TV program. So I would like to hear you. What about this TC143? Okay, magandang umaga po, Tata Bert. Tamsak doon po. Okay, thank you. What? But Even where you are, you could also join the party. You could share your ideas, show your face, because you don't want to show it together my face because it's ugly. You could have your separate face, your separate frame. That's how we live together, sharing and knowing the needs of somebody. But maybe you could share what you have, and maybe you could ask what you need. Like for example, that guy from Mindanao was always calling me. I don't know that I don't know if it is true that he's crying that her daughter is in need of medication. There is some therapy or whatever. But because for me, I could always give if I have, but my pension is just a meager. Half of it already goes to the rent. Even my grandchildren's, I cannot even share. What only my pension is just a subsistence. I'm living check after check because if there is an extra, I have to substitute with something else because I cannot live by check, but I cannot work anymore because maybe I will not be accepted. Other than that, my health doesn't provide that strength. No. Oh, for me, of course, I could walk from here in Isabela up to Plaza Cordines in weather, good weather, but not now. It's slippery. I won't dare again. I will not dare because I don't want to break my bone again because I had suffered that several winters ago that I have that black hips because of stumbled in the snow. So I'm glad that my bones are not that brittle. How many times I've bumped myself on the pavement, but still no broken bones. So because I drink a lot of milk, that makes my bones stronger, which I believe. So I keep it doing, and it keeps me healthy and susceptible not to the winter anymore, but having strong bones, which I enjoy. For the moment, so for tonight, I have to say it again to my listeners. Maybe they get bored or whatever, but you have beared with me and have a patience listening to my sweet nothings. But I'm still waiting for your addition or deletion. But that keeps my show. The mere fact that your names and faces appear here in the corner, that makes me comfortable already that at least you are there present, not physically, but maybe you will be laughing or enjoying my sweet nothing jokes, but that's how this show has to be maintained. So I'll be asking you again, please check the like, share, and subscribe, and come up or akyat so you could express your likes and announcements and ideas, and maybe you could be asking something else. So who knows what you have? Let's hear it. I'll be looking forward to hear from you soonest before the end of the year. Please do that. I would say Merry Christmas, maligayang Pasko sa mga kamag-anak, sa mga kaibigan, at sa buong mundo na nakikinig sa akin. Maraming salamat again and again, and I will be looking forward. Somebody would come forward and speak it up and say something what you'd like to say, and me, your announcement. I repeat and again, if you have to greet your kamag-anak, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or anybody else whom you know, please do it here and we'll share you the part of the show. Let's enjoy the moment, the privilege of having the show that it is offered for you. It's not me alone that will be enjoying this, but we have to take advantage of this privilege. Time and again, I had to say thank you again with your support, even not in do it, but I know in spirit you are there laughing and enjoying my stammering comments, but I am sharing this wholeheartedly, honestly, because this is the best I can. So, bear me, and thank God I could still talk to you, and not everybody who is already 87, but hopefully with your support, maybe we could go further and longer and more familiar and humorous show by the next time. So, magandang gabi and good morning, good evening sa lahat na nakikinig. I am enjoying every moment of it, so I hope you do so because you are there watching and looking at me ugly face, but that's what I have. I could make a painting of it, but that's not me anymore. So this is how it is. So I enjoy what God had given me, my life, and my health. I would like to share whatever I have. Thank you very much. Mabuhay, sayonara, arrivederci, au revoir.
But Mayag Mobile Sounds.